Hey everyone, welcome to Process Server and Messenger, show about a lot of things, show about business, show about getting stuff done. My name's Nick, I host the show, and it is Friday, July 17th, 2026. We have a great, I won't say we have a great show for you today, but we'll see. We'll see how I do. We have a show for you today, and let's get it started. All right. Today's episode is all about introspection. No, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Had a lot going on this week. I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about off the top, just some process server stuff. I like to get that's out in front of the episode. This is Process Server and Messenger. It's about being a small business owner. It's about operating a small business. You can relate to it if whatever your small business is, kind of the stuff that I got going on as a process server and a small business owner is going to appeal, hopefully, or you're going to be able to relate to some of that. So, one thing that came up this week for me was, man, how do I put it? Like defining what you're doing or putting limits to what you're doing, but I don't want to say like limits. I just want to say sharpen the focus of what you're doing and don't say yes to every job. I mean, I say this as a not, it sounds limiting. It sounds like say no as opposed to say yes, don't do as opposed to do. It's a little bit like seems limiting, but it's actually a way to like grow and scale. I'm going to use that word as many times as I can. Scale. It's like a word that you throw in a business conversation to sound like you're growing. But if you want to scale and grow, you kind of have to learn how to say no to stuff. And I just had a couple of jobs come up recently that I took because I wanted the money. I wanted to work. I wanted to say yes to doing the job and taking the money. And right, it's a business. You take work, you do work, and you make money. Simple as that. So but really was outside of the areas that I prefer to cover, and ended up regretting that. I almost always end up regretting going out a little bit, an inch outside of what I consider my coverage areas. Like you know, it's always ends up being a hassle if you have to go even once, but you end up having to make a second or third attempt. You say yes to doing a job and it's a little bit outside your area, and then you have to keep going back. It's like it becomes like a nightmare that doesn't go away. If you're not a process server, what I'm talking about is like I cover a certain area. Let's say I cover Santa Monica. Excuse me. And somebody asked me if I can do something for Beverly Hills. It's not that far away. I could do that. Beverly Hills is not the great address because I do go out to Beverly Hills. Let's use this as a real address. Like, where would I not go? Or I used to go when I first started out, but I really don't like going anymore. Van Nuys. Like, this is right up the 405. I can get there pretty quickly. That's kind of the limit of where I'll go northwise, and it's really just because I can get on the 405 and just kind of go north for a while, and then I can jump off the freeway. I don't like going any really farther than that in that direction north. And if I get sometimes I'll get work for Van Nuys, and then while I'm out in Van Nuys, I'll also get some work for, let's say, like, yeah, Panorama City or somewhere just slightly north or maybe east or west of there. Um, Even Burbank, I can't. I go to Glendale a lot, but I don't love going to Burbank. And so I'll set a limit of like, no, I just got to reject. I used to take jobs for Burbank because it was right there, but right there ends up not being right there. So like, you get work coming in and you get work going for Van Nuys and you take it and you're doing fine and you're in your coverage area. And then you get something for like Burbank and you say yes. And then you got to make 2 or 3 attempts and it ends up, you think you're making money, you're kind of losing money and you're losing a lot of time. So just that was kind of a lesson for me this week is not every job is a good job and you kind of have to define what you're doing and stick to that. Um, Especially for me, because I've been building servect.net for so long. And if you haven't seen any of the other episodes, my website is servect.net. And the focus of that is to capture work going to CT Corp. So people serving Uber, I think Lyft's out there, maybe Bank of America's out there, Experian's out there. It's a registered agent for large corporations. So that's kind of what my website is dedicated to, trying to capture the work going to CT Corp, or LegalZoom is there as well. So LegalZoom, CT Corp, CSC Lawyers Inc. in Sacramento. Um, those are registered agents for large corporations. So I try to capture work going to Glendale, and I've been building the site on this podcast, servect.net, and focused on capturing that work and focused on a very clear idea of what I want for the business. But, and then something comes in for Burbank, which is right next to Glendale. And I think, yeah, I'll just take it. Like I can do this and make some money. And it's right there. And then it ends up, I had something like that happen this week and I always regret it. It's hard to say no to. It's hard to say no to work. But I think in the long run, by saying no to some of these jobs I can do and really just not taking stuff outside what I've defined as my business. Just an important lesson for me this week in that. Yeah, I was stuck on the freeway in traffic in the valley, and I was just thinking to myself, well, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I took a job in an area I said I didn't want to cover anymore. And it ended up taking up a lot of my time. And it was worth it. And I did a good job and served a document and had a happy client. And I was happy I got paid for the work. But, sitting in that traffic and going to a place at a time of day where there's a bunch of traffic and you don't even really want to be out there and that's not really your area, it becomes like what am I doing with my life? Why did I say yes to this? I could be at home. Yeah, bad music on the radio or something. It makes it worse. You're in traffic and you got bad music on the radio. Had one of those this week. That's it for the process server stuff, I guess. I went to CT Corp this week. I got a couple more jobs lined up. I'm going to be out there on Monday. So the 20th, I'm going to be out there again. I didn't go there today, but I think I was there yesterday or Wednesday. I was there recently. And yeah, I did my thing. Serve CT Corp. Check out the website, servect.net. Any other process server stuff? Just a couple jobs here and there in Santa Monica. I was able to get on my bike and serve some people, which that was like the two things I wanted to do. That was like the two things I wanted to do when I kind of started to define really better what this business was going to be all about for me. And it was serve CT Corp and serve LegalZoom in Glendale. And then I added on CSC Lawyers Incorporating Service in Sacramento. It was serve those two and then serve anywhere where I can make it on my bike. Like just kind of stay within biking distance. that was really the mission, and I want to get back to that. I don't want to be taking too much work outside my coverage area. I want to stick to just my areas and just things I can get to on my bike. I was able to ride my bike and get a couple of jobs done earlier this morning. Yeah, it was so nice. It was nice to be back on my bike. I haven't gone for a ride in a little while, and I've missed all of the Tour de France, which is on right now. So I don't know. I'll watch it again. It's just so busy. I don't know. You get older, you get so busy, you can't do anything. You just the day just flies by, and I spend most of the day doing this, building this business, and running the business side of it, and then producing all the marketing stuff and the podcast and blah 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 blah, a lot of stuff. But anyways, that's it for the process server segment of this. Want to get into, I've been doing this lately. I have an episode production guide that I used AI to make. I think this was ChatGPT that helped me with this. And we got segments now on the show. We got a bunch of segments on the show. So let's get into it. Let me make sure I have everything lined up. Okay, this is status. So status, process server short stories, cover the jobs I did this week, show video and picture. Process server short stories. Let's see. Posted I served a guy in LA. It was on San Fernando, kind of on the way to Glendale. And it was an interesting guy. I served a business, and I asked for his name, and he said his name was Tom Cruise. I thought that was funny. He said he was from Iran. Yeah, just sometimes you serve people and they like to talk. They like to chit chat. So I don't know, not much to say other than I don't really like talking to people like that when I'm serving them. I consider it a business, and I kind of feel like the more I stay and talk and chit chat, the more of a liability it can be for me. The more they can, I don't know, maybe I'm too paranoid, but I don't want them to say to their lawyer that, like, I was, whatever. I just want to get in and out of there. It's a business. I serve you. I get in and out of there and leave. I don't want to stay, and I don't want to be anything, just in and out business. But he was an older guy. He wanted to chat. He seemed nice enough. We talked about, what did we talk about? I don't know, just general life stuff. He said I needed to, I don't know, be more successful and have more kids, basically. Then what else? Served a couple people in Glendale while I was out there. Nothing big there. Served someone out in Santa Monica. Tried to serve someone in Santa Monica. Failed attempt there. Well, not failed, but it was a bad address. Some guy answered the door. Have some Marina Del Rey's. Just keeping it simple. I remember I talked to a process server once, and he was asking me about this podcast because I guess he checked it out or saw it, and he was kind of saying, like, there's not much to talk about as a process server because it's like I mentioned before, you really just are in and out. And if you're really good at it and you're a professional and you're just doing your business, you walk in, you get that thing served, and you get out. You don't stick around. There's no stories. You're not getting into fights. You're not doing anything. You're just bam, bam, just in and out. Before they can even, you hand them the document before they can even look up, you're gone. That's how you want it. That's how you really want to operate. Quick, I don't want to say quick strike because it's not a strike, but just quick action. In, out, figure out who's the manager, and here you go. Usually it's like a business, you have the name of a person, and they go, that person's not in, and then you go, okay, here you go. What's your name? Bye. So I've had a lot of work like that this week, not a whole lot of stories. Every once in a while there are crazy stories because there are crazy people, but it's few and far between. This week, just a lot of straight up business in Glendale. I did this part. This is the part of the podcast where I want to show video and pictures. I did start filming. I got the camera up and running. So not this segment or this week, but in the coming podcasts, I'm going to be showing photos and pictures of that I took in the video I took out in the field, as they say. Yeah, just trying to think. Nothing crazy this week. Let me look at my job sheet. Let me see if I have anything. Let me look at my old report and see what I got going on. A lot of emails. All jobs. Okay, let's see. Non-serve there. What was that? Also a non-serve. Oh yeah, I had a client give me a job and then cancel it. That's fine. Whatever. Attempting one in Santa Monica. CT Corp. CT Corp. Santa Monica. Served a doctor subpoena, so it's whatever, just a serving a doctor subpoena request for records, no big deal. Served some work in Marina Del Rey. Yeah, nothing special, easy. These are all businesses. I guess that's like a good sign, I mean, that's what I'm going for with this, is a easy business. I don't want to be doing the tough ones. That's funny. All right, we're gonna go to the next segment, but I kind of have to make sure I didn't mess this up. Okay, I think we're ready. This next segment. Coverage. What's going on in Los Angeles? Local news, things I've noticed. Food or pop-up events I've tried. All right. Events. There's a big old party going on in Santa Monica at the pier, so I might go see them. Who's at the Killers? Let me look this up. The Santa Monica Pier Summer. We're looking forward to that. Do. Santa Monica Beach Music Festival. The Killers, Jack White, Sublime, Always, S.G. Lewis, 54 Ultra, Hot Chip DJs, DJ Harvey, Austin Mills, Nala, Vandalux. I may have heard of that. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not going to talk about them, but ringing a bell. Coco and Breezy, Good Neighbors, Carlita, Blondish. Poolside, Hiatus Coyote, I know them. Duran Jones and the Indications. Truangeman and Olivia Dean. So that's going to be nice. We're going to go to that. What is that? Olivia Dean. September 26th and 27th. That's going to be nice. Hopefully it doesn't sell out. I want tickets. I want to go. 2-day admission, $400 or $399. 2-day premium pit passes, $749. Oh, okay. All right. It's like a. This is like a. This is gonna be like a. That'll be cool at the Santa Monica Pier. Is this at the pier, right? Headline Ocean Wave. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's at the pier, but that'd be really cool. Let's see, where is it? I guess it doesn't matter where it is, but I have no idea where it's going to be. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I think I'm going to go. And it's going to be nice. Late September in Santa Monica. The Killers, Jack White, Olivia Dean, Hades Coyote. Oh, that'll be nice. These things are expensive, but it's worth it. You got to spend your money on music. That's a noble cause. Let's see if I can put a flyer of this up so you can know what I'm talking about. What's this called? Ocean Way Festival. Inaugural. So that'll be even cooler to go if you went to the first Coachella, you know what I mean? Let me see if I can get an image of the flyer here for you. Oh, they even got I don't know if any of this is like legit, but I'm just gonna share with you what I'm seeing. All right. We're gonna put this. Yeah, we're gonna just do it like this. We're just gonna do it like this, guys. Hold on. Trust me. It's going to be all right. So that's the flyers I found online. On the left side of the screen, you got the who's playing, and then on this side, this is what I wanted to look at because it looks like a kind of a map. So I can't really see it, but I'm going to enlarge it, open it. Yeah, so you're going to be like box office merch, walking path from the metro. Oh man, this map. Ocean Park. Yeah, okay, I'm familiar with this. Okay, it's not rideshare, shuttle pickup. Lot 4. It's showing you the lots. Main entrance. Yeah, I guess you're right there. You're right out the pier. Yeah. Because you see right here, it says main entrance. This is a transportation map. So it looks like the stage is going to be right at the pier. Don't quote me, but I'll tell you what. That's going to be sweet. That's going to be cool. We're going to go. I'm putting this into existence. I'm going. It's going to be awesome. Ocean Way Festival. This is going to be bigger than Coachella in 20 years. Okay. I'm not invested in this. I don't know why I'm so like hyping it. But I think me and my wife are going to try to go. What else is happening in LA? The streets are flooded. No, just that one intersection in West Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard. It's flooded. I don't go out that anyway. Looks pretty messed up. I hope those people are able to. It's going to be such an inconvenience. There's nothing I can do. I feel, it's super inconvenience. Traffic, anything, it's going to bust up traffic. And that stinks because that's already, it's LA. They already got traffic. Now it's going to be double traffic, double pain in the butt. So that's what's going on. They're also still cleaning up that fire over there, that warehouse fire. I don't know what the Boyle Heights, DeClaire, Residents call on Newsom to declare an emergency. Yeah, that's a big old mess over there. And it's been hot lately, too. What's the weather right now where I'm at? 72. Yeah, it's hot. Although 70, it feels hotter. It's a hot 72, but it's definitely hotter over there in Boyle Heights. So it's just not making things any easier. What else? Anything going on in LA? No, nothing really. Just traffic and more traffic, and it's kind of hot. It's a little humid. We have that El Nino effect happening now, so a little humidity. It's usually dry out here, not very much humidity, so maybe that's why it feels hotter, because you got that El Nino humidity coming in. That's got to be it. Yeah, that's coverage. So we're gonna move on to the next segment of the show. Keep it moving. Let's see if I have. Yeah, I think I have something for this. We're gonna be fine on this one. Okay, this is. Oops, no, hold on. Botched it. That's what we need. This one needs a little beat. Needs a little something. Let's do. Have I used this one yet? Vibe coding, what I've been working on this week. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. I like this beat. I'm just going to let it play out. That's all the stuff I got from Adobe stock. Let's see. Vibe coding, what I've been working on this week. Perfect. All right, let's do it. This is one of my favorite segments of the show now. The vibe coding segment. So yeah, look at my terminal here. We got Codex. I switched it over to 5.6 Sol, GPT 5.6 Sol. We're on medium reasoning level, so I don't burn all my tickets. I don't need a genius here. So yeah, what are we doing today? I don't have this one logged into my Git. I have GitHub, and I made a whole GitHub connection with my Claude, so it saves my work vibing, and this one's not loaded up. I haven't used Codex, haven't used GPT in a while. The new one now, what's the new one now? It's Kimi, is that what it's called? What's the new guy now? The new model. Non-gendered, the new model. I don't know these things. Kimi. I just see things on X. Number 1, front end code arena, surpassing Claude Fable 5. Yeah, meet Kimi 3. I don't even know what this is though. I just see built by Moonshot. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit too in the weeds for me. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll come back to you with my thoughts on Kimi. I just see a lot of people tweeting. I don't even know what it is. I still haven't even started on Sol. This space moves too fast. It's an arms race out here. What do we even want? Okay, Codex. I hear the GPT 5.6 Sol is really good. Let's see what it says. I'll check. I'll check the current official Codex guidance. I just want to get to know it before I before we begin a working relationship. I just kind of want to, get a sense of what kind of model this is. I can separate what's actually available from rumor. I'm using the OpenAI doc scale because model names and availability change quickly. Yeah, they do. I still don't know what the skills are. I don't know what skills is. I've gotta like totally start from scratch. I've been vibing too hard. I haven't been learning enough. Do, 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 do. Man, hurry up. I just want to see like what it does. We're gonna continue to build. We're gonna make um we're gonna have it look at my website because this part of the podcast is vibes. So we got to work on something, and this is what I've been working on legitimately. I brought it up last week, but we're gonna do it again because that's literally what I've been working on. I'm trying to get to the top of the search. I'm trying to get just the standard regular business stuff that any successful business already has, or they pay someone to do, or whatever. I'm just trying to get my stuff up to speed because I need marketing, I need sales, and I'm I'm hoping Codex or Claude, one of these can really take me over the top. Well, so far the website is better. I'll give them that. They can make a good website. Claude and this website is both. I think it started with Codex, and then I just started using Claude, and so both agents have a hand in this website that I built, surfct.net. Go check it out. Look at it. This is from a guy who doesn't know anything about computers, so just doing it myself. Well, not myself, with supercomputer genius model agents, doing it for me, but you know what I'm saying. I still haven't figured out how to say yes to everything. I know there's a way. I know there's a way. Just never even, you know what I mean? That's what they said about me last time, is that the way I use the way I use this AI is I don't pause to check out what we've built. I just go from start to finish, I just say build it, and then at the very end we built something, and that's kind of like a wasteful way to use your tokens. I did hit kind of they said I used 90% of my Claude tokens, so I'm almost maxed out on that, and I don't even know when they reset. This is the first time I've ever hit a limit on tokens, so which kind of stinks. The token market, it's like, everything's not only a subscription, but it's like tokenized. That's not what 2 years ago, tokenization, this was not what I had in mind. It's like, it reminds me of back in the early 2000s with cell phones and minutes. You know what I mean? We're back to doing minutes. Tokens is the new cell phone minutes. Like, I got to make a call, but I got to talk quick because I only got 3 minutes left. You know what I mean? And then minutes are free after 9 p.m. So you'd be on the phone with your friends like at late at night because you didn't want to wait until the minutes were free. It was terrible. This was a absurd way to live your life, and we're back right to it with these AI tokens. Yep, you heard right. Let me get my. You know what I missed? You know what I did that was cool? I'm gonna go back to it. I have a Firefly voice over. Adobe Voice Firefly, right? Adobe text to speech. Yeah, this will burn a lot of my tokens too, but you know what? It's just like, it's worth it. That was cool when I had the old text to voice. We're gonna do Jennifer.
Welcome. We're excited for you to learn more about.
Okay. Hold on. I'll get this. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. We're going to have to. I just got to produce this stuff right as I'm recording it. Audio? Now, is this what it is? Oh, man. Okay. Yes, I think I nailed it. I think this is going to work. Let me just rename stuff. I got to rename stuff. Adobe. There we go. Okay, I think this is going to work.
About voice generation with Adobe Firefly. Let's get started. Welcome. We're excited for you to learn more about voice generation with Adobe Firefly. Let's get started.
Of silence. Just read this silently to yourself if you can't hear the Adobe voice. I'm using Adobe to do the voice of this would be Sol. All right. So my question was, what was my question? Oh my gosh, it's in here somewhere, right?
Yep, you heard right. GPT 5.6 Sol is OpenAI's flagship for complex reasoning, coding, long context work, and agentic tool use. The model ID is GPT-5.6 Sol. The simpler GPT 5.6 alias routes to Sol. The trade-off is cost, $5/m input tokens and $30/m output tokens. Terra is the better value for routine work, while Sol is the give it the difficult, ambiguous job option. Official model Pagey. We're excited for you to learn more about voice generation with Adobe Firefly. Let's get started.
Oh, don't have to sell me Adobe Firefly. All right. So should I even be using Sol for servect.net and my podcast? Is that too much power? Should I switch to Terra? I'm burning tokens asking the most powerful model if it's too smart for me. Look, I'm helping the consumer decide. I'm helping people who are nervous about this ask the questions. I'm barely even using it I built the website. I got a lot more to do, but I really think I got to start from scratch, kind of teaching. You ever teach yourself something and you get so far and you start getting confident and comfortable, and then you realize maybe to get where you are, you've maybe been doing things the wrong way. So you kind of have to reassess and maybe rebuild, review your fundamentals. I think that's kind of what I have to do. But in the meantime, I'm still going to burn a bunch of tokens. All right, I really hope you guys can hear this. It's not on right now, but I really hope that you can hear the Adobe voice, and if you're not, I'm going to fix it for the next episode, but I hope you're hearing this.
Yes, make Terra your everyday default, but keep Sol available. Yes. Sol isn't too powerful. It's simply inefficient for routine work for servect.net.
servect.net.
Terra, WordPress changes, SEO pages, forms, schema markup, ordinary debugging, email drafts, and social posts.
That's what I did.
Sol. All architecture decisions, stubborn bugs, security reviews, major redesigns, research-heavy pages, and final review of legally sensitive claims for the Process Server and Messenger podcast.
Oh, lawyer do that.
Terra outlines, titles, descriptions, show notes, timestamps, clips, and promotional copy.
That's what I do.
Sol, shaping a complicated episode, synthesizing extensive research, maintaining a nuanced voice, or reviewing. Sensitive legal/factual material, a useful rule, clear and checkable task, write Terra. Ambiguous, consequential, multi-step task, write Sol
Everything
for
I
transcript.
do is ambiguous and consequential.
Cleanup and high-volume repurposing, Luna may be enough because Servect.net concerns service of process and emphasizes accuracy and compliance. Use Sol for important public-facing claims, but still have a qualified human review anything that could be interpreted
Qualified
as legal
human?
guidance.
What is that?
Servect.net https://servect.net/ OpenEye similarly positions Sol for complex professional work in Terraform. Balancing intelligence and cost https://developers.openeye.com/API/docs/models. My practical setup would be Terra by default, manually escalate to Sol when the cost of getting something wrong is meaningfully higher.
Okay, got it. Let's get back to the Cumbia app. I'm not sure how to fix it, but can you just check out my Coomb app and like make it better, make it awesome? And the reason I want to do this is because now that I'm doing the segments, I'm actually utilizing the music. And I've been using the the Adobe stock files, which sound great, but I want everything to be produced here by me. And even if it's not by me, it's by a AI. At least it's my AI, or whatever. You know what I mean? I want to get those. That's the next thing I got to do. Basic thing. Get this lo-fi beat generator and the Kumbia AI programs operating enough so I can get good quality music out of it, and then put it in this podcast for the segments, for those windows that I segue from one bit to the next. And I also got to start filming more because I'm using the video from Adobe as well, which looks awesome. But I should really be capturing my own video. It's just that exterior shots of Los Angeles. I say just, those are beautiful shots that I get from Adobe, but I think I need to start. I want everything to be, my own thing here, for better or worse. It's still looking for it. It's on the desktop. I guess I should have told it that. Right now, I'm just burning codes looking for the thing on my desktop. So inefficient. That's why I have to learn and ask it questions. I need to go, like, maybe I'll do that in one of these podcasts. I'll learn how to learn these AIs. I'll ask it to, like, well, Claude already has a recording thing, so maybe I need to set that up for Codex too, that it records everything. Not records, but keeps a summary of everything I do, and just kind of like tell me how I can be better at this. I know a lot of my ideas are stupid, and there's no like solution for that. But I gotta learn how to use these things. I'm just winging it right now. I'm just vibing, and that only gets you so far, people. This is the best part of the podcast, though. The vibes part, where we vibe code. Oh, what is that? I probably just need it to help me organize my desktop too, organize my computer, organize my files, organize my space. Just basic organized stuff that I never learned because I'm not a cool, organized computer nerd. Let's see. Proceed on everything. Do. But yeah, I want these Cumbia AI songs to generate so that I can just switch them out for what I have there now. And I think that's was the goal. And I've been so distracted in a good way. I need to build my website. I need it to be complete. I needed the SEO to be correct. I need the Google business profile page to be correct. Little tidying things here and there, the little stuff, the stuff that is important, but it's a little tedious. Okay, let's see what it says. Let's grab this. This is good. We're talking Cumbia AI.
The main opportunity is clear. Kumbai has a strong generator underneath, but the active interface is voice only and becomes a dead end when speech recognition fails.
Yes.
It also uses loose substring matching, so words such as unstoppable can accidentally trigger stop, and it lacks dependable visible transport controls. I'm turning it into a polished voice-first studio with typed fallback, quick start prompts, safer commands, and proper playback/export controls.
Wonderful. I don't know if it was the best idea to make it like audio command, but that's, maybe that was an inspired decision. Maybe that was maybe that's the right move long term. I gotta get Codex lined up the way that I have with Claude, and maybe once I do, I'll share it. But I set up a Git and a GitHub. I have a GitHub, but I connected it to Claude, and it's posting Claude does the lo-fi beat generator, or it has its own version, has a Claude version of it, and it already posted it. It's already up, so that was cool. I've never used GitHub, but I ended up using it, and my project's there. Claude put it up. N Caceres, that's my profile. NKOSEARAS. So find me on there. You're gonna find the lo-fi beat generator. I don't think I have any views or stars or anything, but it's there. Yes, whatever. Don't ask. 0 stars, 0 watching, 0 forks. But hey, I'm there. I'm there, guys. And Caceres. I'm on GitHub, and my beat generators are going up there. So in the end, if they end up doing good and sounding good and you want it, it's going to be on GitHub. You can make your own beats with my program, and all you computer nerds can be impressed. No, they're going to know right away. They're going to look at it and instantly know that this is made by Sol and Claude, but who cares? That's the past. We're not trying to impress anyone here. We're just doing it. We're kooks out here. We're people who do stuff and get it done, and we don't care what the haters think, right? I wonder how Sol is going to handle cumbia. Sol is kind of a Spanish language word, so maybe it'll do good. maybe it'll make a really good cumbia. program. The first version that I had up was one of the better versions, but it wasn't. It was a dead end. It wasn't working the way I had envisioned. So then that's when I went to the. Let's open it. Oh, let's wait. That's when I went to the HAL 9000 voice command mode. No touching. No touching. You don't click anything. You just talk to it, and it makes the cumbia beats. I want to be able to just like say, "Yo, do this. Yo, do that." Yeah, I just add the weirdo here. Add the. Okay, slow it down. Okay, I want to be able to talk to it like it's a robot DJ mixing a song for me. But the version that I made kind of was clunky. Let's say that it's clunky. And I'm gonna. What is this? I'm not reading that. I can't. I can't. I don't even know what that says. Anyways, eventually this is going up on GitHub too. But I want it to be not so clunky. You know what I mean? Not so. I had so many programs open on my computer. It's a surprise my computer's not just on fire right now. I have so many things open. You could probably hear it buzzing in this mic. What? Don't even ask, dude. Import basics for subprocesses, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Man, 8 minutes. This is the longest build I've ever experienced. I thought this would be over by now. But once we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna stay with it till the end. Then we're gonna open it. And we're gonna see together. We're gonna unbox this thing, Kumbaya, and yeah, then we'll move on. This has gone on a little longer than I expected. That's fine though. Take your time, Sol. Sol should be good at cumbia. I'm expecting Sol. Man, everyone's just tweeting about Kimi. I should have. I'll do Monday. I'll get into Kimi K3. I don't know what this is, but I'm just reading to you. It's top of the front end code arena. Sweet. Outperform Opus 4.8. What Opus is? Opus was the Claude. Yeah, Opus was a Claude model. Well, I guess once the access to Fable goes away, I'm going back to Opus or something. So this whole Fable thing is like a bait. You know what I mean? They're gonna get you hooked, and then they're gonna send you back to Opus. All right, Fable 5. All right, well, I'm gonna have to look into what Kimi is, Kimi K3, and then I'm gonna have to test it out and maybe do some cumbia on that, and then compare it and be back on Monday. We'll do an episode Monday on Kimi. I don't even know what it is. I shouldn't say that. I'll look into it, and maybe we'll do a Kimi episode on Kimi K3. We'll do that we'll vibe out this weekend, and we'll do it on Monday. Okay, yeah, I approved it. Man, this is literally the longest build I've ever done. We're going over 10 minutes now. Do 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 do. I'm just like looking at tweets about Kimi. A lot of culture war in these AI models. There's people saying do this one, do that one, do this one, do that one. A lot of opinions. Okay, here we go. New studio shell is in place. I'm finishing the interaction logic now. Type prompts remain usable if the microphone or network fails. Microphone shutdown is clean. Spoken transport commands only trigger on complete phrases rather than the accidental substrings. That's good. Do 11 minutes. We're on 12 minutes. This is by far the longest build I've ever done. Yeah. Yes. The implementation now passes syntax, voice command, and hidden GUI smoke checks. One stale piece remains. The README still claims there are no buttons. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Fix the README. Let's see how good Cumbia. Let's see how good Sol is at Cumbia. Whichever AI model can make the best Cumbia song is officially the smartest one. If Kimi, I don't know, there's no way Kimi's going to be better than Sol. Sol's going to make the best Cumbia song. We'll see. Okay. Oops. Processing.
Cumbia now feels like a real voice-first music studio instead of a microphone-only experiment. What changed? Added a polished dark studio interface, added type prompts with Control plus Enter, added Rebajada, Sonidera, Dusty and Warm, and Surprise Me presets, added visible replay, stop, save MP3, and microphone controls. Typed prompts remain usable when microphone or speech recognition fails. Fixed accidental commands, Unstoppable Cumbia no longer triggers stop. Prevented playback audio from being mistaken for new requests unless you say come by first. Added clearer creating, playing, listening, exporting, and error states. Added clean microphone and playback shutdown. Updated the documentation.
All right, let's see how you did. Create. No. Surprise. Okay, make something in, let's say, an A minor, make it fast, 120 beats per minute, 1 minute, something cool. say that was a success. That was good. Okay, we might be onto something here. Sol can do cumbia. That's a breakthrough. All right, we're gonna just smash through these next segments. Route. What I'm doing to improve ServeCT.net software and tools. I've been doing Google Business Profile basically, and I use Yoast to do SEO stuff. And I go to my website and I have the chat open for Claude. I've been using Claude to chat just in the browser, and I'll ask it questions. But that's all I've been doing. ServeCT.net, just improving the SEO with Yoast and improving my Google Business Profile. Software and tools, just using Claude chat, or and we're moving on. We're blasting through this. That last segment took too long. Lessons, philosophy, messenger philosophy, observations, goals, creative. I think I mentioned it earlier. Just don't bite off more than you can chew. Define what you're doing and then just stick to that. Man, don't wear yourself thin. Don't overdo it. All right. That's going to do it for today's episode, guys and girls and everybody. And that's going to do it for today. Everybody. Yeah, I like that better. That's going to do it for today, everybody. Next episode, we'll see. I'm going to do Kimi K3. I'm going to do that. And then I'll report back to you. Maybe I won't. Could be just a lot of hype. You never know. But we got through Sol today, and Sol can cumbia. That's something we learned. So that's a good thing. We'll be back Monday, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.